Hello and welcome to Sportstar's coverage of the Euro 2024 final, where Spain beat England 2-1 to become the most successful team in the tournament. With me is Anish Pathiyil, and we'll be talking you through whatever happened in the summit clash in Berlin. Anish, your initial thoughts of the game?
It was two completely contrasting teams. One team that was dominant throughout the tournament, one team that just got the job done, three wins coming in with late goals. So it was kind of two opposite approaches. So it was very good to see that. But the match in itself probably a little more cagey. Spain are used to that dominant football. Here they really had to grind it out.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the most important part for Spain in this tournament was their depth, squad depth. De La Fuente has spent so much time with the youth squads, and there when Pedri's injury happened against Germany and Rodri's injury happened against in the final in the first half. I think that is where the hard work done in the youth teams came into play, because Pedri's replacement was Dani Olmo, who has been absolutely massive since today. The match could have easily gone into extra time if he was not there to make that goal line clearance later on. And of course, Zubin Mendy came in to replace Rodri and was also decent in the second half to secure the win for Spain. The positives, what do you think for England would be from this tournament?
I think England's biggest positive probably Mark Gahey, because Harry Maguire, a towering figure for England. People might have different opinions about his club form, but for England, I think he's been England's best defender for the last 5-6 years. And to take that spot, he's done fantastically well. As in, Maguire is such an aerial presence in both boxes. Even though Gahey is not a similar type of defender, you're still able to form that partnership with Stones. And England didn't concede a lot. Their problems are at the other end of the pitch. So Mark Gahey probably. And Luke Shaw, what do you think of his performance today? Was actually pretty decent for somebody who's coming back and starting a game after 147 days.
I think Luke Shaw's presence was pretty much evident. I mean, the lack of Luke Shaw was pretty much evident for England throughout the tournament. His injury problems, both for Maguire and Luke Shaw, was a massive blow for Southgate. But I think the biggest achievement for Southgate here would be the rise of youngsters into the squad. Kobe Mainu, Cole Palmer, Ollie Watkins, all the three have come off the bench and have been really significant in England's spell here. Of course, another youngster, Jude Bellingham, has been massive throughout the tournament. Harry Kane will be one major disappointment in this tournament. Do you think Kane's misfiring form was kind of responsible for England's stuttering habit in this
It
tournament?
does feel like I think must be carrying some sort of injury because we have never ever seen Harry Kane suffer in front of goal like this. There are obviously matches in which he is in the periphery, doesn't have an impact, doesn't score, but never there were no runs made into the final third. He was trying to drop back, but he was never getting the ball at his feet. No passing, so it feels like I think England were carrying Kane. I think there must have been some sort of injury. He had a injury late into the Bundesliga season. I think it was a niggling back injury for him. So England may have had only a 60% fit Kane, and they decided to go along with that. That probably backfired. I think that is the single biggest disappointment for England in the tournament.
Yeah, I think Kane failed to get into the final third for most part of the whole tournament. When you see Kane be the kind of menace that he has been with Bayern Munich in the same country, and most playing most of his game time as a CDM or a CB, to trying to clear the ball for England is outright disappointing, and I think that is where Southgate will have to do a lot of job, a lot of work, to be honest. Cole Palmer and Ollie Watkins, some silver linings there.
Yep. Kobe Mino, I think that as soon as he found out that the Trent in midfield experiment is not working out at the end of the first game, it was Gallagher for the second game. But since that third game against Slovenia, when Mainu came on in the second half, he's that sort of player who demands the ball in crowded areas, has the ability to work through a couple of challenges and give the pass to the free man. So I think that profile of a midfielder is exactly what England wanted in the tournament. And at 19 years old, I think he's one of the brightest prospects England has seen come up on the international stage.
Yeah. Talking of teenagers again, Lamine Yamal was and had an absolutely massive tournament. He gave 4 assists in the tournament, the most uh, in this Euro 2024, and the rise of youngsters along with the mix of the Spanish side with older players was very important in De La Fuente's philosophy. To be honest, you see Oyarzabal coming in, a move that Oyarzabal was really significant in Spain's last Euro 2020 spell, but this time he was completely out of the starting 11,
Right.
and that is where he coming into the game and changing the metrics and finally scoring. Do you think this is something that England will try to look past to look at the squad depth of its opponents in the future games?
Spain, even the centre backs who can Robin Lenormand is a very young defender, plays for Sociedad, not had any much international experience before. So the way Fuente has been able to mix that youth and experience, as you said, I think that's something England will have to take into account. As for the goals that they consider today, you cannot really blame the England defense. Obviously, they should have done better. Oyarzabal timed his run to perfection. Immaculate pass from Kukuraya. So those are things I think there's not a blatant mistake from the English defense's part. Even the first goal, quick counter attack, 3 passes to the front, and then uh, Walker probably gave too much space to Williams to have a shot. But can't really blame the English defense. I guess it's a better team.
Mhm. Another trend that I personally felt was the Spanish national team is slowly going beyond the duopoly of Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Atletico Madrid and getting a lot into the smaller clubs. So you have a Zubin Mendy or Oyarzabal, Nico Williams. These are players who do not really play for the big clubs here, and they are finding success. They've won the Nations League, they've won the Euros now. So I think that is another narrative that De La Fuente has really done well.
Right.
It will be interesting to see how England and Spain go ahead and ride on their youth development to have future success, if at all. We'll be keeping you in loop for everything that happens in international football as well as in the domestic circuit. Keep following Sportstar for live updates.